I thought 28 Years Later would wrap as a coming-of-age story for Spike. Then, out of nowhere, the Power Rangers crash the frame, a metal remix of the Teletubbies theme kicks in, and the whole mood flips in an instant. Many viewers found the ending uncomfortable. Danny Boyle said this in an interview. It's a gamble at the end of a $60 million film. It can feel reckless. It's also very Danny Boyle. He's always talked about punk. Did 28 Years Later ever feel absurd or abrasive to you? If so, stay with me. Through a punk lens, some of that discomfort starts to make sense. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland call 28 Days Later a punk film, and they say 28 Years Later keeps that spirit alive. So what is the punk spirit? Simply put, it's resistance to the established order. In the 1970s, punk upended life for young people in Britain. It said you don't have to follow the path society laid out, and the outcome doesn't have to be good. If you want, throwing your life away can be a choice too. Boyle says culture should always shake the status quo. Garland frames the film's punk spirit like this. This line wouldn't leave my head while I watched 28 Years Later. If you've seen the trilogy, you know 28 Days Later and 28 Years Later feel similar. By contrast, 28 Weeks Later is different. It follows the playbook of a well-made studio thriller. Today, I'll focus on 28 Years Later with 28 Days Later alongside it to trace the punk spirit running through both. Genre films usually keep a steady tone. A horror film stays horror from start to finish. We've learned those tones from thousands of movies, and consistency lets us settle in within expectations. 28 Years Later rejects that rule on purpose. It starts as a zombie horror thriller. Midway through, it becomes a tender road story with a sick mother. Sony reportedly worried that shift would disappoint people, so at previews, they showed only the first 28 minutes. After release, the response surprised them. Many viewers were absorbed. Some said they cried. And then the film pulls the rug one more time. With 2 minutes left, the film ambushes us with a third tone, something like parody or satire. It's a hard swerve that can alienate even invested viewers, though some were won over by the choice. The surprise is that, despite all the controversy, the film was commercially successful. As of August 2025, it had grossed about $150 million worldwide, more than twice its budget. 28 Days Later also pivots. It opens as a zombie horror thriller, then, following a radio signal to Manchester, turns into a road movie. This shot is my favorite moment. The contrast with the earlier violence and death creates a strange, singular feeling. If you want to feel that, you need to watch it yourself. The music is crucial. When the road movie stretch ends, the film shifts into a military thriller. In the finale, it returns to zombie horror. One film, at least 3 genre turns. 28 Years Later inherits that tradition: sharp tonal shifts, deliberate disorientation, a refusal to play it safe, choices made by the director and the writer. Punk uses chaos as creative fuel. Sometimes it creates something memorable. Did you notice there are no self-sacrificing characters here? In zombie stories, someone almost always gives their life to save others. That figure briefly restores our faith in humanity amid cruelty. In 28 Years Later, no one does. The father doesn't die protecting his son. He leaves him with betrayal instead. The mother chooses euthanasia. The Swedish soldier tries to back away from danger and dies. Dr. Kelson shows his humanity, but it never becomes self-sacrifice. The film's baseline emotion feels close to resignation. Islanders quickly give up on those who left for the mainland. Jamie abandons treatment for his wife because there's no doctor. Isla accepts euthanasia calmly. Spike takes his mother's death in stride. At first, I read these people as underwritten. Then, I read Alex Garland's interview and saw it differently. He says he wasn't doing it consciously, but Brexit and COVID-19 left a mark. What interested him more, though, wasn't Britain choosing to cut itself off from Europe. It was the world turning away from Britain. As a nation or as a person, you're not as important as you think. Somewhere, real hell is unfolding, and Amazon deliveries don't stop. That chill is the world we live in. No savior is coming. If you want to live, save yourself. Maybe that cynicism and resignation are what the film reflects. From a punk vantage, that's a statement. The Sex Pistols, often named as the start of British punk, used music to spit at the establishment. The people in 28 years later may be doing the same, aimed at a society that breeds cynicism and resignation. The last pillar is punk's other credo: do it yourself. DIY says anyone can speak with their own voice. It blew up mainstream rock's conventions, favoring amateurism over expertise and energy excitement and self-expression over technique. On 28 Days Later, Boyle ditched high resolution for mobility to capture empty London streets. The rough texture of low-res digital matched DIY, and the result is still iconic. 28 years later carries that forward. The iPhone, light and agile, is said to have served as the primary camera. It fit the landscape, untouched for 28 years, and let them capture brutal detail on a modest budget. Compared to pro rigs, the image quality falls short, but it enabled risky, inventive images. Add rapid, discontinuous cutting, reminiscent of MTV-era music videos, and the film hits you with feeling, immediate and explosive. 28 years later makes you experience punk energy firsthand. Punk intends discomfort. It smashes order and embraces chaos. If something memorable comes out of that, great. If not, that's fine too. How will 28 years later live in your memory? I'll close with Danny Boyle's words to young creators. This was Marty Sun.
Cinema is vampiric. It needs new ideas. It needs new blood always. Don't respect the older generation too much.
That's interesting advice.